continued practice over time brings wonderful benefits. And so for those of you who are new, I hope that you enjoy the practice. And at the end of the class, I will open it up so that we can have a conversation if you'd like. And so any questions or feedback. And so let's jump in. Let's get started. As always, an invitation to begin your yoga practice with a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It's challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then if you'd like, if it's easy for you, bring your hands to your chest, above your heart in prayer pose. And lifting our heart to our hands, bowing our head to our heart. An invitation to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. And so setting aside whatever was going on for you before the class for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And when ready, release your arms down by your side, turn your palms face up, and shake your hands vigorously. Woohoo, it's yoga time. And so if anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it does not feel right, skip it. An invitation to skip it and come back to your breath. So when we're focused on our breathing, we are practicing yoga. In addition, if you feel if any of the poses or the movements cause pain, don't do it. And so one of the first guiding principles in our yoga practice would be to do no harm. So body, mind, and spirit. And so, yeah, on that happy note, an invitation to maybe just roll your shoulders back and down a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees, palm up or down as desired. Soften your abdomen. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. And then lift up through the crown of your head. And from here, we'll transition into a practice of mindful movement. So as ready, reach your arm up to the sky. So reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. So 3 more times, same side, gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. Take a moment and we'll begin the mindful movement on the other side. So as ready, reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. So 3 more times, same side, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Adding a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. If you'd like, and it's available to you, reaching both arms up to the sky. So it might be that today we're visualizing the movement. So imagination is powerful. And so maybe taking a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck, and notice if they're facing each other. And so it's not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands. There is a sensitive point in the palms of our hands. Or maybe it feels comfortable, great to place your hands on the back of your head. And so together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Wiggly fidget, shake your hands vigorously. So a little more vigorous this time. Wiggly fidgets. So at this time, I'd like to invite you to walk your hips forward in the chair, coming forward about 2/3 of the way, if and that is available to you. Otherwise, sitting with support in the back of your chair. And so yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so let's repose. So ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. And we want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Belly is soft. Spine is long. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Lift up through the crown of your head. So you might imagine you have a cord or a thread that's pulling you up to the sky. And then from here, an invitation to join me in a gentle practice, a warm up for our neck and shoulders. So as ready, let's begin with simple neck rotations. So simple neck rolls. See if you can avoid the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. And then reverse the direction as ready. So whether visualizing the movement, gentle movements, the moment we begin these simple neck rotations, it is a cue for our nervous system to begin to calm. As ready, bring your head back, center. And then move your head up and down as if nodding yes. So gentle movements on inhale, look up. Exhale, drawing your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up. Be careful not to throw your head back. Exhale, chin in towards your chest. When you're ready, bring your head back to neutral and then drop your ear towards your shoulder. If you'd like, release your opposite arm by your side. Take your hand up to your shoulder. So feeling a stretch on the side of the neck. And switch sides. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. So if you'd like to add the arm movement, Palm face up, take your hand to your shoulder. Float your arm down, bring your head back center. When you're ready, turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Pause, and then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. And when ready, bring your head back through center to gaze past your opposite shoulder. Pause. Imagine moving your chin up and down slightly. So let's bring our head back to neutral. And then an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And then reverse the direction. So we'll be moving through a lot of the major joints, hopefully releasing some of that stiffness, tension that we kind of wake up with sometimes, bring into our day. And then when you're ready, alternate your shoulders from side to side. So move one shoulder forward, the other back. And then reverse. When you're ready, arms by your side, turn your palms face forward, and then bend your elbows. Oh, yeah, and then palms face away, and then float your arms down, straighten your elbows. So spiral your palms open. On inhale, bend your elbows, palms face away. And one more time. So straighten your elbows, spiral your palms open, bend your elbows, palms face away, and release. And let's give a little shake out. And then as ready, invitation to stretch your palms. So you might imagine starfish, if that works for you. And then bear claw and soft fist. Starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Circle your wrists in one direction. So our belly is soft, breath is quiet. So keeping a lovely breath awareness throughout the practice. And then reverse the direction. And then let's play a little air piano. So motion is the lotion. So this movement is getting that lovely synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into all the little joints in our fingers. Turn your palms face up, circle your thumbs in one direction. So it might be micro movements, maybe visualizing the movement. If you are blessed with a yoga buddy, possibly, your friend can help guide some of these movements with your hands. And then as ready, interlace your fingers loosely or maybe taking hold of your elbows. Pardon me. So I think today I'm going to take hold of my elbows, and then I'd like you to imagine that you're drawing the infinity symbol on the screen in front of you. So flowing with our breath, magical things happen. And then reverse the direction. And release, arms down by your side, and we'll shake out again. And so let's come into a practice I like to call waving to our ancestors. And so we can imagine that we're waving virtually, saying good day to, my husband has a t-shirt that says "Good Day" on it. I think it's a Canadian thing. I'm not sure. Maybe Eastern Canada, Ottawa. I'm not sure. But yeah, so let's bring our hands in front of us and waving. So reaching up to the sky. So waving to our ancestors. And then hinging from the hips a little, coming forward. Saying good day. And reaching up to the sky. So I had a woman in my class for a few years. She lived to be about 101, 2. And she said, when we were doing this practice, I feel like my ancestors are waving back. And then just like you're shaking water off your hands, let your arms slow down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, palm up or down as desired. Maybe even take a moment to notice which feels better for you, resting your palms face up, or does it feel better to rest your palms face down? So if you are feeling tired today, an invitation to explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. If you are feeling restless, scattered, palms face down can encourage a grounding sensation. And so an invitation to, without changing anything, to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. And so maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. And on exhale, things contract. Notice, is your breath long? Is it smooth, or is your breath jagged? And breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if it feels better for you, breathing in and out through your mouth. So if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And then an invitation to take your hands closer to your Buddha belly, your low belly. And maybe it feels okay to place your other hand on your chest above your heart. And from here, we'll transition into simple breathing exercise. The research shows can help with pain management and anxiety. And so begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath. So that your inhales and exhales are about the same duration and quality. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And now an invitation to see if you can bring a quality of softness to your breath. So you might imagine that you're petting your fur baby, if you have one. Or maybe that you just tasted something delicious. And see if you can bring that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are too tight or knotted. Our breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, an invitation to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. So if it's challenging to focus on the breath, invitation to explore the sounds around you. So sounds are always in the present moment. And so I can hear the rain, our rooftop here in our panboat cabin. I can hear the ticking of our old clock in the living room. And maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice, and in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Our old friend, our breath. And so wherever you are in your breath cycle, allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And drop your chin towards your chest and gradually blink your eyes. And so we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so maybe taking a moment to notice, did you feel a subtle shift in your energy? And so when we focus on our breathing in a way, it acts like a bridge between our body and our minds. And just a gentle reminder that if we fall asleep in our yoga practice, it is not rocket science. It means that we're tired. So, arms by our side, turn your palms face up, and then wiggly fidgets again. So a dear friend sent me an email one day and it said, dance like a toddler. They don't care who's watching. So we all have our own rhythm. So let's repose. Sitting up nice and tall, front body is soft. An invitation to push down through one foot and then to push down into the opposite foot. So this might be an energetic pressing down. So energy goes where thoughts or breath goes. And then maybe noticing, do you feel one foot more than the other? Now root down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bottom and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Soft belly. Spine is long, shoulders back and down. Just a few times. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready from here, I'd like to transition into just a few more shoulder openers, a warm up. And so I'd like to invite you to bring your arms in front of you, elbows are bent. And then an invitation to reach over, cup your opposite elbow point with your hand. And then an invitation to draw your arm in towards the midline. Maybe on an inhale, lifting up a little higher. Let that shoulder soften away from your ear. And then lastly, maybe coming forward, just a little, hinging from the hips. And release. So let's give our arms a little shake out. So whatever we do on one side, we do on the other if possible. So let's come into this on the other side. So of course our feet are firmly planted on the earth, not in the air. So feet evenly on your foot plates or rest on the floor. Sits bones sharp on the chair, spine is long. So let's bend our elbows, and this time reaching across to the opposite elbow. Draw your arm in towards the midline. Let that same shoulders soften away from your ear. Maybe on an inhale, reaching up a little higher. And then if you'd like, hinging from the hips, coming forward a little. And release. Shake that out again. And so, arms by your side, palms face up. Reach your arms up. So maybe noticing how it feels to bring your arms parallel with your shoulders, if that works for you. If not, maybe explore lowering your arms a little bit. Notice how that feels. So palms are face up. Notice if it feels better to have your palms face up or palms face down. And then when you're ready, the invitation to turn your left palm face up, I'll mirror you, your right palm face down, and then turn your gaze looking past your right palm. And so we're going to move from side to side. Right palm comes up, turn your gaze looking past your middle finger if you'd like. Left palm down. And so an invitation to explore this movement if you'd like. And so you can think of it as an Egyptian dance. So if the neck movements don't feel good on your neck, don't do them. Right. So this is your yoga practice. And then as ready, both palms face down, float your arms down. Whew. And shake it up, feel your work. Notice how's your breath. So in a way, the yoga happens between our movements and our poses. Notice how you feel. So notice any subtle sensations. Where's your body talking to you? So our bodies talk to us. And can you name that sensation? So is it tingling sensation? Is it energy? Maybe fatigue, maybe a heaviness, heavy feeling. All right. So let's begin again. So moving on. And let's roll our shoulders back and down just a few times. And then imagine that we're going for a swim. And so arms move forward. So breaststroke. And so a nice heated pool, if that works for you. And then let's play with backstroke. So I often would swim at kids' pool in the summer, and so visualizing backstroke. Is it another favorite swimming place? And then bringing your hands together, push away. So breaststroke. So water is yin, feminine, cooling energy. And then if you'd like, side stroke, whoosh. Moving with our breath. Then slowly come back to stillness. Relax your arms by your side. Rest your hands on your lap. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so moving on, let's release our arms down by our side and bring into this gentle warm up for our spine. So it's okay to take a hold of the side of the chair if that feels good for you as we're moving from side to side. And then when you're ready, come on back to neutral spine. Hinging from the hips, let's come forward a little. And so forward bends, we're going to move forward and back. And so forward bends are contraindicated if you have bulging discs, osteopenia, some forms of arthritis. So I'd like to invite you, if you have any of those, that you maybe visualize the movement today or just come forward slightly. And so let's take hold of the underside of the chair. And so I'm just going to come and read the chat. Raise hand, I don't know. Is this recorded anywhere so I can play it back and redo the yoga session? For sure. That's another Ottawa saying, for sure. Yeah, the classes are recorded on YouTube and posted on Facebook. And so to reference anytime you'd like. Okay, so moving on. I'm just going to come in one more time. I am slow. Well, you're in good company. I'm a turtle. So let's see here. I'm slow, so I missed some. Thank you. Oh. Okay, me too. So let's move on. And so just another little shakeout. So coming back to the movements of the spine. So of course we know our spine matters. And so coming into this forward fold, gently moving forward. So you can take hold of the underside of your chair if you like, or maybe soft fists at your hip creases, work or open palm. And so it can be interesting to close our eyes as we practice these movements. As ready, come back to a neutral spine. Take a moment. Notice how that movement made you feel. And then when ready, with hands to your hip creases or maybe soft fists, let's come into what I call stirring the pot. So moving forward and back. So this movement can feel a little bit strange if you're not accustomed to it. So moving with our breath, magical things happen. So your movements might be a little larger or smaller than mine. So moving in your own time and rhythm. So as you begin to feel your lower back and your hips soften and release a little, see if you can go a little bit deeper. So moving our shoulders towards our knees. And of course, we're not going to come all the way down to our knees, that is. And then reverse the direction. So an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. Bring a gentle awareness to the space beside you. Notice how that feels. Bring a gentle awareness to the space above you. And especially bringing our awareness to the space behind us. And an invitation to trust that we are being supported. And then slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. And take a moment to let your breath settle. Notice any subtle sensations. And so I think from here we'll come into a twist, a gentle twist. But I'll teach a few variations of a twist. But for this version, let's place our hands face down on our thighs. So if face up works better for you, go for it. And then move your hands past your knees. You might notice that as we practice this gentle twist, that our head and neck naturally move in the same direction that we're twisting towards. And then come on back to a neutral spine. When you're ready, bend your elbows low in front of you, looking straight ahead. So find a space you can gaze on softly. That helps us to focus our mind. And then gently twist from side to side. So give yourself permission to have a beginner mind. And so I like to think of myself as a student first. And then if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, so you can keep that gentle movement flowing, or bend your elbows, fingers reach up to the sky. Might even bring your elbow points in line with your shoulders. And then moving with your breath, twist from side to side. So I sometimes call this washing machine. So I like to hear my breath when I practice this movement. It helps me focus. And so I am going to breathe in and out through my nose. And if that's available to you and you'd like to explore that, an invitation to do so. Otherwise, moving in your own time and rhythm with your breath. Come back to a neutral spine when you're ready. Float your arms down and give a little shake. And so you might notice any subtle sensations. Maybe a little heat, maybe coolness. How's your breath? Our old friend, our breath. And so from here, let's come into a version of a side bend. So an invitation to take hold of the underside of your chair. Release your opposite arm down by your side, turn your palm face up. Soft bend in your elbow, take your arm up into a gold pose. Maybe it feels okay to reach up and over. And then turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. And we will bend. And so can you feel that you're creating space in your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Take a moment and we'll come into it on the other side. And so taking hold of the underside of the chair, release your opposite arm by your side. Spiral your palm open. Take your hand up into gold pose. It might feel good to place your hand on your shoulder. Or another alternative is to have your hand on your hip if that feels better. So I'm going to place my arm in gold pose today. So whatever your pose is, turn your gaze down towards the floor to release the tension in your neck and then breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Release your arms by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. And notice how's your breath. And so moving on, let's come into another version of a twist. And so for today, I actually did bring a few props. So I might introduce, I don't know, bolster. For this. So let's see, I'm gonna see if I can deconstruct this pose, this wonderful twist. And so we'll start with bringing our palms together in prayer, if that works for you. At our heart center. So symbolically, the middle of our chest is referred to as our heart center, at least from my perspective. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your elbow point down to your thigh or your knee. And then lift your opposite elbow up towards the sky. Turn your gaze up if that doesn't create tension in your neck. And so this might be your pose today. It might be then having a block or maybe a bolster, something that gives you a little height on your lap would be helpful. And then slowly come out of the twist on this side. Let's come into it on the other side. And so, if possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance, and that creates a little more space for our Buddha belly. Bring your hands together in prayer at your heart center. So you may want something on your lap to bring your lap to you. And so it could be a bolster, blanket, whatever works for you. And then lengthen your spine. And so before we come into the twist, we lengthen our spine. And then bring your elbow point down to your knee. Lift your opposite elbow point up towards the sky and then gazing up past your elbow point. Press into the palms of your hands. And really slowly come out of the pose. Relax your arms by your side, a little shake out. And so let's come into a forward bend as a counter for the twist and the side bend. So both of those movements of the spine are pretty intense. So we need to realign our spine. And so if you know that balance is a challenge for you, we are going to come into a forward fold unless it's contraindicated. And so whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. And so it might be have a rolled blanket along your hip, into your yoga belly, maybe a bolster on your lap. And if possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance if you haven't already. And so take the time to look and have your knees tracking over your ankles. It's okay to have your feet turned out a little, your toes. And then take hold of the underside of your chair. Hinging from the hips, leading with the heart, not the head. Come forward a little. Let your head hang slightly to release the back of your neck. And then breathe into your lower back. Or you might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. Notice how you feel in the forward fold. So forward bends typically are calming for our nervous system. So this might be your forward bend today, or it might feel okay to rest your forearms on your thighs. And again, hang your head slightly, maybe nodding yes and no. And slowly come on to the pose by pressing down through your inner heel. So maybe an energetic pressing down. Place one hand on each of your thigh, walk yourself back up. And come on, seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so make sure that you have what you need to stay warm, be comfortable. And so I think that as part of our meditation, I'd like to teach a practice that is relatively new to me, and it's called Somatic Folding. And so it's a lovely way that tool or yoga toy that we can use to help move our awareness more inward. And so can be calming for our nervous system. And so an invitation to place one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your chest above your heart. And then simply breathe in between your hands. And when ready, reach one hand across your armpit, place the other on your shoulder. Let your chin drop towards your chest, shoulders round towards your front body. And so this can feel like a lovely hug. And then take one hand, place it on your chest above your heart, the other on your forehead. And so it was Peter Levine that introduced this lovely practice. And then an invitation to place your hands in whatever position felt loveliest for you. And we'll just stay there for a few breaths. We'll bring in some of that lovely heart energy from your hands. your lovely self. And release. Yeah, just do a little shake out. So I think for this last piece, I'm just going to turn the light down a little bit. Still in the picture. And so just going to use a yoga blanket. So blanket on our thighs can encourage grounding. I'm told that it can help with fatigue. I trust that. This doesn't work for everyone, of course. And so maybe placing a yoga mat along your spine if that feels comfortable. If you can place your chair against the wall and lean back, that can be lovely. Or you might be blessed with a super duper chair that you can recline in. So an invitation to recline, making sure that your head and neck is supported if that's an option. And so let's roll our shoulders back and down just a few times. So not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pulse. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Oh. Sorry, I was just checking the chat there. Soften between your eyebrows, a wide forehead. I'm going to place this blanket on the back of my chair, and it's getting chilly back there. Relax your jaw, unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. It's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. And without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. And so to quote, pretty sure it's a direct quote from Matthew Sanford. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And come on up, seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. So take a moment to bring the intention you set at the beginning of the class back to mind. And then let it go. You're noticing how you feel before and after your yoga practice. And so the teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Thank you. Thank you to Emily, our lovely tech host, ConnecTogether, the Disability Foundation, and all the wonder that makes it possible for us to share this time together. Very much appreciate it. And so open the floor or the window for any questions or feedback. And I'm going to come in a little closer so that I can see. I just have a little iPad there, if you'd like.
Thank you, Bobbie. Thank you, ConnecTogether.
Just so everyone knows, we're running a little contest in January. If you bring a friend or tell a friend about some of our programming, any of our programming, and you both show up and just let us know that you've brought a friend to the session, you're entered to win an Amazon gift card. Just trying to get more people out to these programs that we put a lot of effort into putting together. So we'd love to see more of us coming together.
Good idea.
Thanks. Thanks, Bobbie.
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Bobbie. I enjoyed this swimming today.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Air, like you call it, air piano playing, air swimming.
Air swimming, yeah.